So welcome to it. This is the long-awaited garden tour. Let's go. And this is my polytunnel. This right here, these are two plants that I transplanted from the outside. This is amaranth. So I wanted to make sure that I have some surviving in here, just in case the others don't survive. This squash is over here. These were an overspill. I had way too many seedlings and eventually I just ended up putting them here. I still need to put a layer of compost because this is just manure and topsoil. Yes, we love Swiss chard this much. This is my succession planting of Swiss chard yet again. And there's rosemary in here. There's chives over there. Can't remember what variety these peppers are. But they're small little peppers, sweet peppers. And those ones at the corner over there, those are bell peppers. The ones that survived because my chickens ate the others. So this is what survived. But they're looking good. They have flowers, all except, oh no, it's also got flowers now. Okay. I don't know how all these little tomatoes got in there. I know the spring onions, I threw them in there intentionally. That's what we have over here. As far as this is concerned, I just threw a tomato and yeah, it grew all of this. Whether these are going to grow and survive, I don't know. I mean, they look very poorly. And well, it makes sense. The heat wave has been just crazy. This situation over here still needs to be sorted out. Don't ask me. And then over on that bed, we have, oh, by the way, this weird looking thing is a fly trapper because I just have way too many insects in my polytunnel. So I decided to put these to trap them because this bed has, these are cabbages. I grew them from seed, you guys. I am very proud. I am a very proud gardener. But then I also have peas in between the cabbages. And yes, there's weeds in there, but it will literally take me a couple of minutes to get over all of these weeds. But then the others are actually not weeds. It's wheatgrass. I used straw. No, it's actually barley grass. I used straw from barley. I didn't know it had viable seed in it. So I then had wheatgrass popping up all over. And I'm not complaining. Listen, wheatgrass, it's a superfood, okay? So I'm not complaining at all. Now these are my pride and joy. My tomatoes are doing amazing. We've already harvested our first 3 that were ripe. But there's babies popping up all over the show, as you can see. I have different varieties in here, so you will see different looking tomatoes everywhere. I've got Roma, I've got Moneymaker, I've got Black Opal, Beefsteak. I really do have a variety in here. We need to work on the trellising a bit more now because these vines are getting heavier and heavier by the day. They definitely need more support. But yeah, I'm really proud of these tomatoes. I'm absolutely so proud. I mean, check them out, right? So cool. So cool. And they just have babies popping up all over the show. Definitely making tomato paste this year. And then I have these. I can't wait to see them. These are supposed to turn blackish, purplish. So yeah, I can't wait to see them. This is what I mean when I say I need to work more on my trellising now because the vines are just so heavy and they're just, yeah, they're just lying all over the show. This in here These pumpkins were an overspill. Oh, by the way, that's lemon balm. I got a cutting from one of my clients. I rooted it. It did amazing. I just threw them in here 2 days ago. I hope it survives and thrives because I definitely need lemon balm for my teas in winter. The pumpkins are still that overspill. I need to add more soil in there. But this is me going wild. These are peanuts. Yeah, I decided to grow peanuts. Why? I don't know. I just felt the urge, and you know what? I went with it. Okay, I went with it. We still have a couple more pumpkins. I just threw them in here. This is African kale. I have one Tremolia type, and then the other is giant English rape. So that's what's growing in here. And this is just the other side with the cabbages and the peas. And the peas actually need to be strung because they're just growing wild at this point. I need to string them up. The cabbages are really looking amazing. I am so proud of them. I am so proud of them. They look amazing. Especially because I grew them from seed. I am super proud. Something's eating my cabbages. Well, anyway, if you're gardening and nothing's eating in your garden, you're not part of the ecosystem. So it's all right. This is the potato patch. I didn't think they'd grow this big. Quite frankly, I'm still thinking, I wonder what's going on in there. I still need to do a bit of mulching in areas like this one with the grass clippings. In fact, I haven't even finished with this middle row. But this is how they're looking, man. They're out here looking like a jungle. And then you've got dwarf ones like this. Those ones here. I don't know what's happening with them, but okay. That's the potato forest. Oh, and over there, the chickens used to be there. There's a whole lot of chicken manure, and I threw a couple of amaranth seeds, and they took. So we got amaranth growing out there. Now in here, there used to be a Swiss chard jungle before I harvested all of it this week because the heat was just mad. So I harvested all of my Swiss chard, and we have this skeleton here left over, which is okay for me because we are getting food, and that's all we actually really need. We want to have sufficient food. Now, because of the white butterflies, we have been dealing with these. This is what we have been dealing with because I haven't really covered everything with the net. I lost it in there. So we have caterpillars here and there because of the white butterflies. This is my daughter's radish and carrot jungle. She grew this. This is why you find the carrots. They're just all bundled up like mad. She grew these, and you know what? I let her. It's part of growing. It's part of her learning. This is homeschool 101. These are my early potatoes. Well, that was the second early. The first earlies were in those grow bags. We ate them this week. Fantastic taste. These I grew soon after I put those in the grow bags. Some of them look like they're dying back, like those ones over there. But some are still green, so I'm gonna let them still go as much as they want to go, and we'll come back to see them later. Oh, this is the polytunnel from the outside. We still have a lot of work to do clearing this grass over here. securing the polytunnel. We bought some tent pegs and a rope, adding more soil to the sides and making sure it really stays sturdy for the winter, because the winter is here. The winds, they can get nasty. And in here is my beetroot. I am so proud of this beetroot, man, because it's been growing so well. So well. And somewhere in between the beetroot, you find Swiss chard. I guess because they just all look similar and the seeds look similar. Somewhere, yeah, you end up with Swiss chard. I don't know how these two potatoes got in here, but they're just growing mad. These are my kidney beans. They look bare because I've gone through here harvesting leaves, because we do eat the greens of the beans. They make a really nice relish, but I think I've stopped harvesting the leaves now because they are forming little kidney bean pods. So it's time now to give them a chance to actually grow the pods into big plants, or rather big fruit. Now under here we have my red onions, and they're growing big and strong. I didn't expect them to grow this much because all of my onions were planted late, all of them, but they're doing well. And then on the other side of this, we have the African kale. It's covered because white butterflies are happening. So every morning I have to do a white butterfly egg patrol. See this? These are things that need to be squished, because these are the eggs that eventually turn into caterpillars that leave my kale looking like that. Well, I harvested quite a lot of kale as well this week, trying to make sure that these caterpillars don't fully decimate me. And I've kind of left the stalks out here, because when the butterflies are finally tired and the stalks are still here, they'll grow. But the kidney bean bush is just mad. And these were only a couple of beans. They weren't even that much, but this is how much they're producing. And over here, this is my pumpkin and butternut squash bed. I went through here, as you can see, yesterday, and I harvested all the big leaves yet again, because we use them as relish, we eat them. It was mad, the canopy that was here. Also because I want to add compost. As you can tell, there's the horse manure at the top, so I wanted to add compost. I just had no way to be moving everything about, so I then had to harvest the leaves, and we had quite a nice lunch with polenta pop. And over here, these are my soybeans. I literally this is what you see over here, and that's what I need to cover. I just took soybeans, threw them in here, and voila, here they are. And they're growing big and strong, man. They look like they are just big and strong. These zucchinis over here, I spilled a packet, and I only noticed when they took off, and they took off so fast. Do you know what? I just let them sit here, because I don't want to fill up my garden with zucchini. It's already an overpowering plant, so I'm just gonna leave it right there. We're still working on the pathways. As you can see, my weed fabric paper, we still need to add more wood chips so that it sits really against here and we avoid weeds like that one growing in between. But so far the wood chips have been serving us really well. I mean, as you can see, we have very minimal weed happening. Yeah, very minimal, and it just cuts my job in half. because I'm working full time, I don't have all the time to garden. That's my zucchini plant. We've already been eating zucchinis from here, and there's quite a lot of babies going. I like the baby zucchinis, honestly. I like them. I don't like the big and overpowering green ones. But look, veggies are veggies, right? In here, these are chickpeas, and they're flowering. I'm so excited to see how they turn out. Really, really so excited. So I'm not going to uncover this because this just takes me so much time to recover. But there's giant English rape in here. It's the seedlings and they're growing okay. I covered them to protect them from the white butterflies. Yeah, they've just been changing our lives forever, man. And in here, we have the cucumbers. The foliage looks better now. Hopefully the fruit will do even better now. As you can tell, that one is looking a little pale. Might be that I overwatered this bed because I used to water it every day just to avoid the heat wave ruining it. But there you go. The newer fruit is green, so that's good. That gives us hope. Even this side, it's looking better. It's looking much better. The foliage really looks good now. And this bed over here, I'm going to have my tubers. Oh, that's my garden kneeler. That's what I kneel on when I'm in the garden. So I do plan to have sweet potatoes in here, but I also want to put some beetroots as well. This is my highest and deepest bed, and I'm reserving it for heavy feeders like sweet potato. I am late on the sweet potato. So, you know, with every beautiful garden, there's always that embarrassing patch. Yep. This was supposed to be my corn patch. And it is really looking rather embarrassing, I know. Apart from the pumpkin and butternut squash that's growing well, everything else that I threw in here looks like it's struggling. This is my corn. I threw it in here way too late in the season. I don't think it's going to do much, but we'll see. But yeah, this is what was supposed to be the corn patch. It's now a pumpkin squash and butternut patch. The edges need to be trimmed back because there's grass growing on all over. But yeah, it's giving us food, man, and we are grateful. We're grateful to God for that. Anyway, this was a great quick catch up with us on the farm. See you next time. Bye.